everything is fine. Do you know when you're trying to be helpful and it just backfires? Well, that happened to me. In the last episode, we built this new nether tunnel that goes towards the new wither skeleton farm, but also along this way, we have another 4 ramblers bases. So I thought I'd be really helpful and link up some portals for them. This one here is Beastly, this one is Chemistic, and then just down here, we've got Binary and British Weirdo. Now, these first two went absolutely fine. And then Binaries, I didn't need to do because he already had a tunnel there, which is this one just here. And then down this tunnel, which I haven't finished yet, is British Weirdo's portal, which I set up for him. But in my infinite wisdom, I chose to do this one at night. And there was a little bit of a problem, because all of his stuff is still outside, and it's night time again, and I'm still here walking around. What happened was, I was over here just being nosy, and a creeper blew up right here. Blew up all these chests, this farm, and the entrance to this, what I think is a mine down here. And yeah, I had to fix all that. So, to say sorry, what I did, I gave him a beacon and enough iron blocks to make the 4-tier beacon pyramid. Never mind, these things happen. And I didn't do a very good job of labeling these ones, did I? So, I've got some heads. Let's do this. There's Beastly, there's Chemistic. Nice. Okay, so back over at the shopping district, and we're just looking over at what is going to be the new world spawn. And I was seriously considering starting this project today, but I do have to finalise my design. And you know what? I've done that many crazy projects recently. I just don't have it in me to start another one. So I'm going to get back over to the base and do some things over there instead. Okay, so back over at the base, and as you can see, I've got a few beacons going on. Last time we got those beacons, I thought I'd set a few up around my base. So pretty much everywhere where I go in my base now, I have haste 2, which is absolutely brilliant because I've been doing a lot of digging underground and it's always handy. And you know what? It's a bit of a flex as well, isn't it? So I'm alright with that. Right, so what we're doing today? Well, I have 2 things I want to do. Firstly, I want to make this mountain look like it's not just sat on top of this. So I do like it. I like how it looks at the moment. But there are a few things I want to change. Firstly, the stone inside, that's got to go, don't want that. This should all be grey concrete powder. And I don't want horses stood on it, but that's just an extra little thing. And the other thing is, it's just sat on top of this grass. What I really want to do is try and incorporate it into the land, so maybe have some veins of like slime and blackstone going out into the grass, and then having like leaves and coarse dirt growing out from that, making it look like it's mutating the land. I think having a bit of that going on will definitely help with this looking like out of place at the moment. Then the other thing is just over here. What I want to do is build a lighthouse. What I was originally going to do was build it on this peninsula here. So just next to the water, I was going to have a big, standard Minecraft looking lighthouse, but I've decided to do something a little bit different. When I was having a look around, I noticed this ugly thing, and all I was going to do with it really was just get rid of it. Dig it down to below the water level and forget about it. But what I think would be really cool is if we built this up a bit into like a big like cliff rock type thing, and then have a lighthouse on top of that, and then some kind of structure going across to it from over here. So I'm thinking like a house crossed with a bridge. I know that makes no sense at all, but it'll be good, trust me. Okay, so I'm going to get some resources together, see what we can do. While I'm doing that, I'm just going to show you a clip I recorded earlier with Beastly, and he was looking for wither skeleton skulls, so I pointed him in the direction of my wither skeleton farm so he could use that. Unfortunately, it didn't have any looting books, so I said I'd sell them some at a very reasonable price.
You're an absolute lifesaver, and you got one of those golden thingies as well. I use mine up because I always die.
No, I haven't used one yet. I haven't died since having one.
Oh,
so I've
nice.
put a lot of effort into building a red farm and I haven't needed them, so never mind.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Right, so how many books would you be able to supply me with?
Well,
One,
I've got quite a few.
Okay.
I've got 4 on me.
I really just need 2, just one, just in case. Awesome,
Okay.
thank you. And what's the payment?
Just a diamond each. I'm not really in need of anything.
I just have diamond blocks, so there you go.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Awesome, thank you so much. Great doing business with you.
Yeah,
I have no idea which way is home, by the way. Is it this way?
Yeah, the smooth stone blocks. Go that way.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, and it's the first portal on the right is yours.
Awesome, thank you. Bye bye.
All right, bye bye. Okay, so Beastly was very generous there. Gave me 2 diamond blocks for those books, which I'm not going to argue about. But you know what? I think I'm going to spend them straight away. So we're over here at Chester Stuff and Things, and after watching his recent video, I found out he's restocked. I've got to get all these, haven't I? So he's got 10 half stacks in here, and I think it's, yeah, diamond for each one. So let's take them all. And that means I owe him 10 diamonds. And I am very happy about paying that because these things are so hard to get in bulk like this. Chester, you're a legend. Okay, so I have been getting a few bits together to go do some building, but the last thing I need was some grey concrete powder. And that's why I went to buy that squid ink, because, you know, I'm not going to get it all myself. Not got time for that. That's what I love about playing on server. You can go buy the stuff you need. Okay, so these are the rest of my bits. Get those in there, and let's go get some work done. Okay, so looking from up here, the problem we've got here is fairly obvious. What we've got is a big green area, which is all looking pretty good, but then this big grey blob in the middle. Now, the whole idea behind this, if you don't remember, is that this is supposed to be like some like primordial ooze that's like going across the island and bringing life back to everything. So obviously that process is quite destructive. So it's not going to be, there's not going to be like nice flat land around the edge of it. That's what I want to figure out now. So if we just jump down here, I'm going to have a bit of a play and see if we can figure out what we can do. So what I'm thinking is having like little rivers of slime. Just little cracks in the ground where you can see it through, just to remind us what's up here and what's coming down. And then once we've done that, it should start incorporating it into here. And then around the edge of the slime as well, we'll have the blackstone, because how I see this really, it's like ash, and then when it cools down, it turns into the blackstone, and then below that we've got like the primordial slime. I'm not trying to be too scientific about this. I know this process doesn't really make sense, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so a couple of ways we can do this, and I think I'm actually going to do both. The first way is actually to bring the concrete powder out at the same level as we've got at this bottom one here, and then maybe like bring the mountain out a bit so it's like arms of it sticking out. And then what we're also going to do is dig down a little bit and then have the fishes lower down. So we'll do both because that means that we'll have different levels along here, and then that will also help in this being different levels. So let's just try one here and see how it looks. Okay, so we're going to do these fairly wide because we're going to need a few different blocks inside, like to get the effect that we want. So we're just going to start with the concrete powder on the edge like that. I'll put too much down here, but let's just start with that for now. And then have I got any glowstone on me? Because that'd be very handy. Because we want to make this glow. Make it look like there's some life down there. Put that in like that. That there. And then we'll have the slime on top of that. Let's have a bit of concrete powder as well. Just to make this really, really garishly green. That one like that. Just bring these up a little bit. And then we just need the blackstone around the edge. Like this is transforming this ash into something. And then we can bring this up as well, so it's not all like at the same level. And I think this is going to look pretty good. And we can, as it comes down here like this, we can have it a bit like that. So it's not, because we want a lot of variation. Actually, that's the other thing I want as well. The course there is, I think, is actually going to be a good transition, because we don't want all of this concrete powder just going straight to the grass. It's going to be like, remember, it's like a transformation. So we're going to have a lot of the course there coming up here as well. So it's like, it's all mixing up together rather than having this here and then the normal terrain here. It's all going to be like intertwined with each other. It's quite a complicated thing to work out and actually speak about as well. So I think what I'll do, I'll jump into a time lapse and I'll try and make a bit of progress. Okay, so there we are. That is a massive difference. So remember this before? It was just this flat piece of land, just all grass. And now we've got all this variation in it. And honestly, I think that looks amazing. I really like how this has turned out. Now, there is a lot more to do. I've got a lot more around here that I haven't touched at all. But you know what? This takes such a long time. You need to have so much stuff in your inventory, swapping about constantly. And you need to put so much thought into every single block that you place. Not like when you're building like a big structure, you can just figure out where you're going and switch your brain off and you just crack on with it. Well, that's not how it works with this kind of stuff. You just have to think about every single thing you're doing. And it is so tiring and so time consuming. It's not something I'm going to get done in one go. I'm not going to get all this other side done. But you know what? That's fine, because I do have a bigger project that I want to work on today. This was just something that I wanted to make a start on. Let's leave this where it is, and we'll move on with the rest of the video. Okay, so I'm going to get on with this lighthouse very, very soon, but we're just over at the area where we killed the withers last time, and I just wanted to show you what I've been up to between episodes. Now, I was going to show this right at the beginning, but I completely forgot. So let's go to Y48, wherever that is, because I've been very busy, and I've done a lot of digging. So we've got this beacon in the centre right here, and as you can see, I've dug out everything. 50 blocks in each direction, so we've got 100 by 100 square, and we were lucky enough to find an amethyst geode as well, so I've been harvesting a little bit of that. And then what I was going for here was copper. I've been digging all this out just to get copper. This is a level where copper is the most likely to generate, so that's why I've done that at this level. And let's have a look at what I've got. So this is all the stuff I got from the amethyst geode. Gonna take some of this calcite, really want this. And this is just all loads of stuff. I got a ton of cobblestone as well, because I used my fortune pick for all of it. So I wanted to get as much copper as I could. And in here, this is what I've got. So that's not bad at all. That nearly 22 stacks of raw copper. So that'll do for me. We'll get all that cooked up, and that is over 2 stacks of blocks. So that should definitely do me for the project I've got in mind for this. I did get a fair bit of iron and coal as well, but I've crafted those into blocks. I left the copper like this because, you know, it's more impressive like this, isn't it? This is what I wanted. Let's go gather some materials and get some building done. Okay, do we think that's over the top enough? Yes, I think it is. I really like this thing. So as you can see, we've gone for a slightly less traditional lighthouse. Instead of like having the lamps at the top, what we've done is gone for the campfires. And I think this really fits in well with the medieval kind of theme we've got going on around here. And it just looks really cool, to be honest, doesn't it? So under these campfires, I have put hay bales, but I haven't put it under all of them. I think it's like 4 or 5 I've done. And then that way, you get a bit more variation. So the one with the hay bales, they obviously go up further. The ones without just go up to the normal height. So you get a mixture, and it just looks a bit more interesting, I thought. Okay, so what was I thinking building this? Well, I will try and talk you through it, but my brain is a bit strange, so bear with me. Right, so this tower, that was the thing I was going for first. I wanted to have something like this tower up here. That was my original idea. But then when I saw this island down here, I thought it's got to be there and we've got to have a little bridge. So I was originally just going to have a bridge roughly this size, I think actually just 5 wide, and then it would be in the same width as that, and no matter what I did, I just couldn't get it to look right. Having it the same width as the tower, it just didn't work. I thought about doing it diagonally, but then I just didn't want the headache of doing diagonal builds. So after a bit of playing around, what I decided to do was to put this big rectangle coming off of the middle of the tower. I don't know if we can see that. If we just go over here and fly back, it comes off the middle of this tower. And then we've got the walkway coming across that just goes over the bridge. And then that connects up to this big rectangle at the back. And then we do have a little tunnel down there. It's not exactly a bridge, is it? But, you know, it counts. To break things up a bit, I didn't want it to be symmetrical. So the building itself is, but what I've done is actually varied the roofs. So if we just come up here, we've got this one going back, and then this one is pretty similar. But because this part of the back is wider, it actually goes up a little bit taller. And then round here, I just broke up the building a bit. It goes up a little bit further. And then at this side of the building, we go up another level here at the front. And at the back, it goes up yet another level. So we've got 3 different shaped roofs here, and I think they all do fit really well together. They're obviously all the same materials, and I think it works pretty well. The other little detail I've put in is some very subtle hints to the 1.17 material. So I was actually going to build this whole tower out of the deep slate bricks, but, you know, it just wouldn't fit with all the other stuff we've got going on here. So I didn't want it to be too different. And then at the front, in a lot of these apexes at the top, we've got the calcite, which I just love this block. I think it looks really good. On the top of the roofs, we've got the polished deep slate slabs and walls, and I just think these blocks are so awesome. I really want to get into building some things with this. It's such a cool block. Actually, all the deep slate is. I love all the deep slate. So yeah, that is our lighthouse. And if we just have a quick look inside, now it's getting to night time, we'll find our bed in there somewhere. So interior wise, haven't done anything yet. I've done a little bit, putting a few support beams going across, and I have this one chest that I've just dumped some building materials in. And then at the back here, there is a lot of space in here. So I'm thinking this would be like a area for the lighthouse keeper to live. And around here, we have a staircase that goes up into the tower. And then in the tower itself, we have a ladder that goes all the way up to the top. So if we just take the staircase, I'll show you where this goes. So this just loops around and it goes into the tower, just to skip that first bit of the ladder. And then up here, this is the platform that we can walk out onto. And this is also where I have my bed. So we can come out here, have a little look around, and we're very close to Ramadan's base. And then we can see the rest of our base over here. Now, if we just go back inside, we can actually go up to the top as well. So let's just close that and come up here. And there it is. There is the top of the tower with the campfires burning away, warning ships that there is something here. So there it is. That is the lighthouse. And I've got to say, definitely happy with this one. I think it fits in really well, but also pushes things just that little bit further. So definitely happy with this one. Okay, so after the time lapse, as you can see, I just started marking out this path here, because the problem I've got here is just that everything is so green and flat and there's not a lot going on. So we've got this one added over here, and then we've got this one just coming around the back, and I just want to connect everything up really, because very soon I want to get this fishing village built, and that is obviously going to come up here somewhere. We do have this little dock at the back of here, and then that will be an access through to the front of there, but we also want to have some kind of road coming out there as well. So I've got a little bit of planning to do, but it should be very interesting once we get that going. So I definitely want to decorate along here as well. I want to get some like lighting along the edge, lot of leaves, make it nice and green, and then maybe have some kind of farmland around here as well. As we said before, this is quite limited space along here, and we do have the crazy terrain along here, which obviously is no good for farming. So anywhere that's like nice and green and flat, we'll probably have just a few small wheat fields, carrot fields, something like that, just to break the ground up a bit and add a little bit more interest. And I'm definitely going to do that over here. I've always envisioned a wheat field over here for some reason. Don't know why, but I'm definitely going to do that. Okay, so we're down in the storage area, and there's one more little thing I wanted to show you. I had a wandering trader, as you'd expect while I'm recording the time lapse, but this time it was actually quite useful. Because in 1.17, one of the problems we have is that some of the items in the game you can only get from the wandering traders at the moment. One of those is drip leaf, but I actually managed to get some. Now I think I got some of the small ones, because those are the ones I have to buy. Yeah, these ones here. You can't actually get any more of these other than from buying them from wandering traders. But what you do, you put these down in water, and if you bone meal them, they turn into these big ones. And then these big ones, you can just plant on grass or any other block, I think. I'm not sure exactly what you can plant them on. But you bone meal these and you can get an absolute ton of them. Now, why am I so excited about drip leaf? The reason is we have a custom recipe on the server where we can craft those big crazy flowers. And I can't actually remember what they're called. So I'm just going to grab some slime, because I think it's slime, moss blocks, and drip leaf. So let's give this a go. I think we need the slime balls. No, it's not that, is it? What is it? Right, so the recipe didn't actually show up for me, but if you put them in manually, it does actually work. So this is what we wanted, the spore blossom. So hopefully when I craft this, yeah, I get the recipe now. So now I can click this and get a few of these things. So these things are absolutely crazy. Now, I probably have my particle settings turned down, but let's just have a look, see if it works. Yeah, these things are very cool looking anyway. Actually, let me turn my particles back on. Okay, there we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. That is awesome. Right, I'm definitely going to use this in some decoration outside. Now, can you only put those on the ceiling? Or can you put them on the floor as well? No, just ceiling. Right. These things are so cool. Obviously, don't fit inside my base here. That's not going to work. But some of the decoration I'm going to be doing outside. And I do have that cave that I want to do some crazy stuff in there. So I think those are definitely going to be a good fit. But unfortunately, we've reached that time. I'm going to have to leave it there. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.